Hello. This is kind of an unscripted Ask Me Anything on my personal account instead of my business one. I just realized that I don't know a lot of people on my Facebook account, and maybe they don't know me, so I thought I'd give them an opportunity to get to know me. I'll just start talking about myself until people start watching, and then you can ask anything you want, marketing related. Use this as an opportunity for a little free coaching session, or just ask me anything about me. I went to school in Toronto after completing 2 years here in Mount Royal College in marketing, and then I got a degree in advertising in Toronto, creative advertising, majoring in copywriting. So copywriting, if you don't know, it's not like the copyright sign. It's the writing that has to do with advertising. So billboards, radio scripts, TV and YouTube scripts, anything you see on a website, all the content, the words, that's what copywriters do. I'll turn my sound off. There we go. So that's kind of where I got my education, and then I started jumping elephants. So I live in Calgary in the Northwest, and I work from home. Usually, not always. I'm in coffee shops a lot, doing meetings and things. I'm pretty casual when it comes to, business. I'm not really uptight, and I just kind of go with the flow, and I'm not in pajama pants now, but I usually am. I love elephants, as you can see, and I got my little teacup here. It's steeping. Cute, huh? I have 2 dogs, Bella and Gracie. They are outside because they are loud. And yeah, so just ask me whatever you want to know about marketing. I'll keep this on for, I don't know, half an hour. Hello, Kelly. Do you have any questions? Let's see. I love the color orange, as you can tell by my Instagram and my business branding. I put on social media seminars to help small business owners. I'm putting on a kind of a full workshop, which is the first that I've done. Usually they're 3-hour seminars, just kind of everything you need to know about introductory social media. And this next one coming up in June 6th is sort of a full workshop. So hands-on, 15 people max, me kind of working close to one-on-one with you to build a content calendar for yourself. A lot of business owners come to me for coaching, how to make calendars and how to use social media and Facebook, and so I just decided to put on this full workshop so I can kind of work with whoever signs up, and we could do a full month calendar for you. Do you help people involved in MLM and direct sales opportunities? I do. I've had a few clients for multi-level marketing. I've actually done a webinar before for them as well. The thing I like to say about MLMs, because I get, 10 emails a day. Oh, are you looking for opportunities outside for passive income? And when you're kind of one of those people, it just gets lost in the crowd, and I just sort of delete them all. The best thing to do for MLMs is to have a brand outside of whatever it is you're selling. So, a lot of makeup artists sell Rodan and Fields, or Lip Sense, I think. And having that as part of your makeup artist brand as an option to sell, it gives you a little more trust. You have a full brand that you can work off of, that people can get to know, get a hold of. It gives you a lot more branding opportunities and marketing opportunities, and then having whatever it is you sell as part of that brand. I had a client who was a professional chef, and so she sold isogenics, and actually her friend is on right now watching, Angela. And so she used her strong brand as that personal chef to build that credibility and to expand her brand and show videos and how-tos and make food, and then offered isogenics as healthy alternatives, as shown by someone who knows everything about food and nutrition and health. So kind of using the brand as a whole as opposed to just selling product, and that's the main problem I see with MLMs. So I've done a few strategies for different companies, and just sort of done audits on their social pages. What can you change? What can you make a little less salesy, a little more brand? So totally. That would be my advice for MLMs or network marketing. There's a lot out there, and you're all selling the same product. So what makes you different? Why would I buy from you instead of the 6 other people that messaged me today? Suggestions for someone trying to become a freelance designer full-time, marketing yourself for the first time. Okay, let's see. Become a freelance designer full-time. So I'm assuming you're working for an agency or something right now, kind of doing it part-time on the side, which is sort of where I came from as well. Building up that client base until it's something that you can jump ship for. I mean, for design, people love, videos are huge right now, which is, obviously why I'm doing it now. So just getting in front of the camera, starting a brand for yourself. What I do is I have two pages. Sorry, I'm just reading so I don't miss anything. I have 2 personal pages. So one is like strictly friends only, and this one is kind of for Calgary networking, people, business. So I use this account to really build myself up and build a brand and let people know me outside of my personal friends group. So I add people that add me if they're in Calgary or networking. You have to delete a few because some of them are just spam, or some of them are princes and I don't know, wherever the east. So just using a separate account if you want, or your business account, but usually gets a lot less views that way, to build up yourself. And then doing videos like maybe you're doing a logo design for someone and you have their permission, and you show the camera actually you doing the design work, or showing some of your sketches and showing your process, and just sort of thinking of creative ways to show off what you're doing. I know there's a lot of websites out there like Behance, and you can have a Pinterest account and that kind of stuff. So using social media to get your info out there. And I started like going to networking groups. I don't go to a lot anymore, but I used to go to a ton of them. So, it's really great so you start building up people when you're starting to go from full-time to freelance. You have to just become a whole new, not a whole new person, but you have to, get a whole new group of people into your life. So, political campaigns, I generally avoid politics, Craig, but send me a message, we can see. My 3D printing bids needs a marketing makeover. All right, Evan, if you want to send me an email, sarah@jumpingelephant.guru, with all the links to sort of your social media campaigns and your website and everything, then I can send that, take a look at it, and we can chat. Or if you want, you can ask a few questions now, specifically. What are a couple of your fave social media marketing apps or tools? Use anything off the beaten path. I use a lot of pretty standard tools. Canva is huge for me. I have a Samsung, so Canva, unless it just came out recently, doesn't have an app. So I use WordSwag for my handheld, my mobile. If I need to create designs, sometimes I'll be sitting in the doctor's office and I'll just make like 25 memes while I'm sitting there, and then I put them onto Dropbox, and then in Dropbox, when I get back to my computer, I create calendars and schedule them using Hootsuite. So that's kind of for I know designers don't want to hear that, I'm so sorry, but Canva and WordSwag are really helpful for just simple memes. I always recommend clients get a custom meme, so it's whatever it is, it's just a background that has their logo and it's nicely designed and it's just kind of the same, and you always just add new content onto it, new tips, new tricks, new whatever it is, right? Just information about your industry in short form, but then that meme always looks the same and you can kind of use it everywhere. It's your branded meme. I use Hootsuite. I'm a writer, so I just use Microsoft Word for a lot, but I know that there's some distraction apps, so when you're writing, it kind of blacks out the rest of your screen. I don't have the willpower for that, so I always check other things. Let's see, Followers Insights is an app that you can see who's following you on Facebook, and who you're not following, or who you're following and is not following you back. And I'll talk about that in my workshop as well, going on, and maybe those people that you're following but are not following you back, you can reach out to them, comment on their stuff, kind of build up a bit of a relationship so they do follow you. Or the people that are following you, you can go through and see if you want to follow any of them. You can also use it if you want, if you think that your ratio is too high of people you follow to people who follow you, to unfollow the people that you're following but are not following you back. So there's a lot. I mean, those are all, people always ask me about ratios, and it's a 1-to-3 balance, I think, only based on, unfortunately, just perception of people. So if you're following 3,000 people and only 1,000 people are following you, some people believe that it doesn't reflect well on you. I don't go on and unfollow people for that reason. I just work harder to get more likes, just putting out more posts, researching better hashtags, going out and doing outreach yourself, so commenting on other people's stuff and hoping they come back. Any recommendations on how to build a following without cold messaging? Which platform specifically, Natalie, are you asking about? Outreach is huge for all of them. Instagram and Twitter are kind of the easiest to do that. Facebook, you mostly have to kind of pay, unless you just start really building it up organically, and it takes a while. But Facebook has really shut down business pages quite a bit, so using your personal page, like I am, to get awareness. So Facebook. I use, again, this page to talk to people, as it's a lot more open. I get more views. It's me as a person. I'm talking as a business owner, sort of like you would do with LinkedIn, and kind of directing people when I can over to my business page. So sharing, if I post something on my business page, sharing it to this personal page. But really, when you're starting to build up followers on Instagram, Facebook is just became so greedy. You have to spend money now. Even like $5 a day can really help. Just those side ads are boosting. Like, for example, I don't boost a lot of stuff unless it has a return on investment capability of 3 times the amount you're putting into it. So like my workshop, I'll put in some money, maybe $100 over the total of the month, to boost that a little bit. You really just have to kind of, with Facebook, do a lot of grunt work on your personal account or your business, I call it professional account, which, like this one, just kind of getting to know people, building those relationships, and then moving people over. Other than that, you got to spend a little bit of money. You can go out. It's a little bit more difficult, but pages can like pages. So. But pages can't obviously like people. So you can have your business page like other business pages and comment on other pages' things. As a person, you can go to other people and other pages and comment and kind of gain awareness that way. There's a lot of, I used to have I still kind of do, but my profile's pretty open, so I get people that I have no mutual connections with. I'm not friends with them commenting on my stuff, usually trolling, but there are opportunities to reach out to people that are not already part of your immediate circle. And it's, just Facebook is tough if you're not spending the money, but, content, and people say that, and everyone says it, and I'm a content writer, so I feel cliche saying it too, but for business accounts, you really just want to always be putting stuff out. Every day you should have a post go out on your business page. Links that are relevant, your own blog posts, anything that you're promoting yourself, cool memes, cool tips, the 80-20 rule, remember? So 20% should be sales, promote yourself, your seminars, your products, your services, whatever it is, and 80% should be just information. If people show up on your page, they don't just want to be sold, they want to know that you're an expert. So giving industry information or cool blogs or information on I don't know what's happening in the industry, either competitors that might be outside of your area, to show those kinds of connections. Another really good way is tagging other companies in posts so that they see it and they might retweet. Doing kind of building up campaigns that have partnerships or influencer marketing, pairing with other people. Do you recommend having a business page and a personal? I do. So this is kind of my this is my line a little bit. So as a business owner, I have my professional page, this one that you're all friends with now. I also, my company has a business page, like a corporate Facebook business account page. And I use that to strictly social media and marketing and blogs and whatever it is. My personal one is more relationshipy. If you're a larger company, I would really mostly focus on the business one and getting that really going. If you're smaller, for example, MLM or real estate, have one of these professional accounts so you can really just start adding lots of people and building relationships, not spamming them. Don't just add friends and, oh, thank you for following me. Are you looking for opportunities for outside income? No, they are not, until they know who you are, because they have 16 other of those messages, right? Real estate agents, MLMs, all those kinds of things. So just have your professional account then and build relationships that way, but also have a business account that you keep active, which is really the great thing about Hootsuite or any of those scheduling apps. Create some content at the beginning of the month and have it schedule out every day or every second day onto your business account so it's staying active, but really focus on your professional account for building those relationships and then shuffling people over to the business one. Because your Facebook business page is kind of like a secondary website. So you have your website, obviously, but a lot of people find that business pages are really good for customer service and communication. I don't know how many, I don't know when the last time I called a customer service number. I always go to their Facebook page and write a message to them. Maybe, I don't know, maybe it's because I'm a social media person. Please let me know if that's a normal thing. But it's a really good place for people to sort of have that business side of you, so having that as an option as well. But again, bigger companies focus on your business page. If it's you and a couple people, or just you as a business coach or lifestyle coach or realtor, kind of a one-man show, have one of these professional pages. Where would you start for $1 per day to promote your business on Facebook, Google, Instagram ads? How do you know which platform is most effective, and do the analytics tell you demographic? This is a long one. Are there any apps that I could use to track ad conversion rates from various platforms? Okay, let's start at the beginning. $5 a day I would start with. I mean, $1 a day is the minimum, but you're not really going to see that much return from that right away. I do 5 a day for a little while, see how it goes, track your ads so you can see everything that it's doing in the ad insights. Which if you go to the top of your Facebook, it's a little drop down arrow, I'm trying to picture it, there's like manage ads, and in there you'll be able to see all the statistics for how that is going. Make sure you set up a pixel, a Facebook pixel. I'm not an expert on that. I managed to get one for myself, but I'm trying to learn it, I really am, to get it onto your website. I got my developer to put it on for me. And that'll just track sort of, if someone clicks on this ad, where did they end up on your page, and what did they do while they were there, and who they are. So it's just a kind of an extra tracking, having that Facebook pixel added to your website, and then you attach it to every ad that you make. So yeah, $5 a day, test it, see how it goes. You can tell a few different, you can do, why can I not think of the word for this? The side-by-side ads. A/B testing, there we go. And see maybe this one's working better than this one, and then spend a little bit more on that one. So I would test it out before you bump your advertising budget up really high. How do you know which platform is most effective? Again, you just have to kind of go on and do, if you're talking about ads, just track them. I mean, if you're doing an ad on Facebook, an ad on Instagram, see how they're both performing. Have Google Analytics set up for your website as well, free to set up. And it'll tell you where people are coming from when they go to your website. So it'll say how many people came from Instagram today, how many came from Facebook today, and then you can tell the ROI. It is also, I mean, people are inevitably looking for that return on investment and people getting to their website and purchasing, but there is something to be said about building up those relationships. So maybe a lot more people engage on Facebook, probably unlikely, more likely Instagram, but more people come through from Facebook, right? So it could be that they got to know you really well on Instagram, moved over to Facebook, and then clicked on your link from there. So take that into account a little bit. It is quite convoluted, and that's exactly why it's full-time to try to manage these platforms and see what's working best. And I have a spreadsheet that I'm actually giving as a template during the workshop, so if you sign up you can have it. And it's for analytic tracking, and I use Hootsuite as well as all the built-in analytics on all the platforms, and I just keep track every single month of engagement rate, engagement percentage, how many retweets, whatever it is. I have a whole list of them per platform, so I keep track on this Excel spreadsheet that I have in Google Sheets. I'm sure there's like paid platforms. I don't know, I'm old school. And so I track it that way so I can tell if things are going up and things are going down, and it'll tell you in the analytics which platforms are the most, or which posts have been the most successful for you. Do the analytics tell you demographics? They certainly do. Not like overly. I mean, I tried to look at one on Facebook the other day through like the Google, or the back-end analytics, and lifestyle wasn't available for Canada, so that's kind of annoying, but it'll tell you kind of male, female, age, that kind of thing. Track ad conversion rates from various platforms. Yeah, so Google Analytics, Facebook. Oh, thanks. Nice brows. Yeah, that was all because of you, Sora. Brow microblading. Good thing. Go to Sora. Pat. Oh God, Pat. This is gonna be a spam, isn't it? What kind of art do you like better? Oh, spaceships with space babes or dragons with women in chainmail bikinis. Please provide reasons. Thank you. Wow, spaceships with space babes or dragons with women in chainmail bikinis. You know what? I mean, neither of them are really my style, but I think I'll have to go with dragons and women in chainmail bikinis because I like animals, and dragons are an animal. I'm not a big like spaceship kind of person. I've only seen Star Wars once. Star Trek, not at all, really. So let's go with dragons. Are you going to paint me something? Yeah. I'll put it right here. Right there. All right. Hi, Sarah. How long is a typical work day for you? Asking for one small business owner to another. Oh, God. I mean, my boyfriend would complain that I'm on my phone all the time. I normally only sit at my desk for 4 hours. It really depends on the time of month too, right? Because as social media managers, at the end of the month is when you have to schedule everything and get everything approved and edit all the calendars and put it all together and schedule all the blogs that you've slowly been writing. So at the end of the last week and a half of the month, I'm at my computer 9 hours a day, 10, 12 hours a day. Earlier in the month, I do a lot of my business meetings and everything, so I'm only at my desk for 4 hours a day, but I always have my phone on me, so most of my work obviously is mobile, so I'm just on my phone all the time. What's a pixie? Oh, pixel. Sorry, pixel. It's a little code that you plant into your website, and then you link it through Facebook to every ad you're doing. So it's just a tracking code for how those ads are working. If you just Google Facebook pixels, there's tons of information on them. The Facebook development site will give you a how-to, which is what I tried to follow. I struggled a little bit, I'm not gonna lie. Developers are better at that. I am a writer at heart, so I struggle with the technical sometimes. But just Google Facebook pixels, and it'll answer kind of more than I am able to, but it is for tracking how well your apps are doing. If you're asking questions, I'm getting there. I'm just slowly scrolling my way. Hi, Sarah. You are amazing doing this. Thank you. My question is, how can I do social marketing by promoting health and wellness products as a direct selling distributor? How can I do social marketing by promoting health and wellness products as a direct selling distributor? I'm assuming MLM, correct, for health and wellness products. Again, it's, do you have any background a brand that you could create for yourself around health and wellness? Maybe you're a fitness instructor, or you're a naturopath, or a nutritionist, or even just a stay-at-home mom who really is just wants to have healthy life and stuff for their kids, and you can create a blog around that. So using social media, I talked about a bit earlier, you want to create a full brand for yourself, and then have the products that you're selling as part of that brand, as an option, as you as the the expert in this field, whether you're expert mom or expert health and nutrition person, this is what you kind of recommend, and this is what's worked for you, and this is what you would offer your clients, right? So creating a full brand about that. And then all the social media kind of falls in under that, doing the memes and the posts and the sharing the blogs and the sharing the products on Facebook or Instagram. Or Instagram usually really works well for products. And now Facebook also has a new ad coming out that's specifically an ad campaign option that's specifically for products as well. But building up a brand for yourself and then selling your products as part of that brand is kind of my best option for social marketing for that kind of job. Do you have numbing when you got your arm piece? I did not. Apparently they can't. At the end I did. They said that the stuff they rubbed in at the end, it only works after it's been kind of cut up. So when he was doing the really fine details of it, it was fine, but the rest of it I was crying a lot. So this is my tattoo. Hard to see a little bit. This is actually my mom's logo. Many of you probably know she passed away 9-10 months ago, June 28th. So this is her business logo. It's a heart with shocks because we have the company now. It sells defibrillators for home and office and work trucks or whatever. So if your office or house needs clear, right, defibrillators, then give me a call. They also do first aid. So that's kind of why the heart and the shocks and everything. And then this is a robin. My mom used to always sing the song, "Robin in the rain, what a saucy fellow. Robin in the rain with your socks yellow," every spring. So I got a little robin and he's got yellow socks. And I just got watercolor because I've always loved watercolor. So I'll probably do a little more on my arm, and I feel like I'm not quite badass enough to have like a sleeve, but no one knows, right? I can play it off. So yeah, no numbing, and I'm a huge baby. What is your experience taking on branding yourself as a business rather than a person? Is there or should there be a distinction, especially keep work-life balance? Yes. So again, this is why I have 2 pages. I have my personal page, which is, friends and family only, and kind of just more personal life stuff. And then I have my professional page where I mostly talk about networking and business. And I mean, obviously I'm not going to be a robot on this account, and I actually use this account way more now than I use the other one. So this is kind of business Sarah. I might do a personal Sarah live video, in which case I'd probably be in a onesie and my hair would be in a bun. But I wanted to try a little bit for this live video. So they are totally different people, unfortunately, and most entrepreneurs kind of understand that. I am I'm not too separated. I am pretty casual. As you can tell, I'm sitting here cross-legged. Like I'm a pretty casual business owner. But it is still quite a big difference. And work-life balance, right now, my office is in one separate room, and I only go in there to work, and I try not to work outside of that office, though, I have my phone on me all the time. So when you're branding yourself, I've made a mistake a few times. I'm sure you've all seen the posts. Whenever I post something that people don't agree with, I get 1,000 comments on it bashing me and calling me horrible names, and I'm starting to learn to put that kind of opinion stuff on my other account because I don't want it to affect this, like, my business. It's totally separate. I'm really good at what I do. I love what I do, and my beliefs on animal abuse or whatever it is really shouldn't have any impact on that. So I do have a totally separate persona, I guess, for my business, and a lot of my brand is branding me. I am starting to try to push Jumping Elephant a lot more because I do have a strategist and a couple writers that work for me. So it's not only me anymore, and I really want the company to take off. So that's kind of where I'm working on for that. Social media queen, bae. Thank you. Yeah, any other questions? I think I made it through them all. Yeah, so if I missed anything, please just be more specific, and I'm happy to answer that. Let's see, what else? If you don't already, you should blog. The 2 best things that you can do, and also the most time consuming, obviously, because you can't just eat dessert and stay skinny all the time. same with marketing, you have to put some effort in, is blogging and video, live video or any other kind of video. Blogs are awesome because Google likes to see that your website is continuously being updated and going, and new things are being added, and there's lots of new traffic. So when you put out posts, blog posts, and then you share them on social media, people will go and see all those blogs. Whether or not they click to other pages on your site, you know, you could get lucky, you could not. It's still really good for SEO. So the more traffic going to your site, Google sees your site as popular, so it's like, oh, this people like this, I'm going to show it to more people. So that's where those kind of fun blogs come in. And then once in a while you put on, again, it's 80-20 for blogs too, you put on those more businessy posts. Usually even in the fun ones, I throw a link or two in. You'll notice I have tons of social media blogs on my site, and if I offer one of the services I'm talking about, then I'll link it to it. But I don't push myself, I don't, you know, in those ones, it's all about just giving free information, which is sort of how I promote my company, is give all the information I can, and if you don't want to or can't do it, then you'll call me. But I want to empower the small business owners, because I am one too, and it's really nice to get free advice. Neon signs. Neon magnetic signs like the ones you see on the side of the road. Side of the road. When you said neon signs, I'm picturing those like open signs. Neon magnetic signs. I can't even picture that. So maybe it's just me. I mean, I don't think they're tacky, if it's what I'm thinking of, depending on what you write on it, right? So, let's see. I was watching American Pickers the other day. Oh, hang on, finding picture. Cool. Okay. Send it to me in a private message, because it'll pop up and then I'll click on it. Sora. Anyway, I was watching American Pickers, and they found this really cool old bar that had one of those old neon signs, and it was like a lady sitting in a coffee cup for an open sign, and they said they're going to sell it for, I don't even know, it was like $5,000 or something. But I actually thought that is cool. I would like one of those. If I had a storefront, I would have a really unique neon sign in the front of it. But this is on the side of the road, so probably something totally different. Send me the direct message with the picture and I will look. Let's see if I missed anybody. Oh, there's the picture. Oh, okay. It's neon colored, not neon. So just the black with the writing on them. You know, I don't love those. Just because they look sort of cheap. But the problem is getting the permission to put signs kind of wherever, right? If you can, creating your own sign. I mean, I know it's expensive. There's probably cheap versions that you can get somewhere. But yeah, these ones, I don't love them. I don't, especially for your brand. I mean, it's, you know, it doesn't match, right? I would get a custom designed sign and see if you can put it out somewhere on your own. Again, it's an investment, but I think it'll just reflect better on the brand that you're trying to create. Yeah, I mean, I always read what's on them too, but it's usually for like Subway. And the church by my house puts up really funny, you know, phrases on it, so I read those too. But it's totally whatever your brand is trying to be. Don't stray from that. Yeah, it's for a spa in a small town. Still, a spa is kind of higher end, right? So, I mean, unless they're just kind of one of those little nail salons or something, they're not like a full spa, they just do nails and pedicures or something, then sure, all you're doing is trying to get traffic in all the time. But if you're trying to build a nice, stable brand for yourself with I don't know, whatever persona you're trying to gain, if it's higher end, I would not use those. If it is, like I said, just about getting people in the door and the brand doesn't matter so much, yeah, totally use those black signs. That's just my personal opinion. I always associate, maybe just because I'm in marketing, but I always associate the medium that they chose with the brand that they use, or that they are. Yeah, let's see. What else can I talk about till you guys ask some questions? For custom made signs, which vendor would you recommend? Oh God. I just put out a post the other day because I needed to get a banner sign, and I got like 700 messages. The one that really stood out for price-wise, and a lot of people recommended them for printing, whether or not they make custom-made, but I'm assuming like the banners would be fine, is Little Rock Printing, I think it's called, in Inglewood. There's also one, Synology or something. I forget the name. It's in Cochrane. They had a pretty good pricing, but I don't know the quality. I would check out Little Rock in Inglewood. I haven't got stuff there, but they gave me a quote, and it was one of the cheapest ones, and a lot of people were recommending them. But that was for like a big 7x7 banner that I'm getting printed for a trade show. But I'm sure they do all sorts of printing. And then just getting it designed probably separately. Finding a designer. I have a girl that designs for me. She's cheap. She's awesome, and she works for agencies. I worked with her in an agency, so she's kind of my go-to designer. So I can, her name's Megan Wall, so I can give you her info if you message me. And she can just kind of create the design for you, and then you send it off to a print shop and do your own kind of quoting on that. So I'm still also looking to build up my Rolodex of recommendations for all that kind of stuff. So it's a bit time consuming when you put that post out to ask for partners and you get 600 different messages. So checking quality and stuff. Okay. So blogging, important. The way you blog also matters. SEO is a thing. My friend Randy, he owns a company called Kayak Marketing, and he did a guest blog on our website all about SEO and how to blog or write content with that. So it's all about using the right headers and how to use your keywords throughout it and alt tags and images and all that kind of stuff. So really valuable when you're putting a blog out. You want to make it so people can find it, and SEO is how. Search engine optimization. Facebook advertising question. Scary. What are the best times of day to post? And do you suggest a group instead of a page so people can connect more? So best times of the day to post is, okay, so I'm assuming you don't mean paid Facebook advertising, just sort of advertising yourself on Facebook. I just went to the Social Media Marketing World seminar in San Diego, and the biggest thing that they said was, it does not matter what time you post anymore, because, oh no, my tea's probably cold. 1 minute. Oh, it's like just lukewarm. Forgot about it. You guys are distracting me from my tea. Right, where was I? Yes, so it does not matter when you post because it's not chronological anymore. It's all based on how popular your post is and if people already follow you and that kind of thing. So, I still, it's a new thing, right? So I still think, okay, when is my target going to be on? My target is business owners. So they're going to probably be checking throughout the day, busy at night. So I usually post earlier in the day so that it has time to build up a little bit of momentum for the time that my audience is going to be on. But it's not about like finding that perfect time anymore. It just sort of, nice mug, very on brand. I have a lot of elephant mugs. This one was a gift. And he holds a little thing in his head. Time of day does not matter. Try to have it on before your audience is going to be on, so having an idea of who that audience is, who you're talking to. And what was the other? And do you suggest a group instead of a page so people can connect with you more? You know what a lot of people are doing is, you have a business page because it's totally, it's like a professional website, like secondary website as I call it. But a lot of people are starting their own like networking groups in their industry or whatever. Maybe I should. There's enough. I think there's tons. But if your industry doesn't have those, starting a group that people can join in and ask questions and start their own community. I'm thinking of a group for personal connection. Yeah. So I have a realtor who I'm just doing a strategy for now, and he is starting a networking group for the Northwest business owners. and it's just about, I mean, he's the one starting the page, and this is what most people do, and you're kind of the admin, you're in charge, and then you start advertising that group and getting people to come in and follow you, and then you offer suggestions, and it's more, like you said, just kind of open communication. Everyone can interact with everyone else, and it's more of like a networking group that you just happen to be the expert or the the head person in. So if that, I mean, they're starting to get really cluttered, so try to think of something that's a bit unique. And please do not just add people. I get added to so many groups a day, like just without my consent, which I don't know why Facebook allowed that, but putting that information out there so people can find you. I think those are really valuable if you can get the group going. I'm part of quite a few of them. And then if people really love the kind of content that they're getting or the information that they're getting out of it, they'll follow it and have it in their shortcuts on the side. So you get in front of a lot of faces, and it really builds a community. There's a few that I'm part of that it's like a pretty tight-knit group, even though it's not small. There's a few hundred people in it, but we always recommend within it, and it's good to be part of those. And if you can start one, that's even better. But I would say that not to replace your business page with one of those, to make it an additional thing. So yeah, I could probably, there's just so many marketing ones already that I feel like it would just be redundant, so I'm not gonna start one. But you're all welcome to just ask me anything whenever you need, and I will try my best to answer it as I can. Oh yeah, I don't even know how to say this. Young entrepreneurs. I hope I got it, because I stumble over it every time. Young Entrepreneurs YYC represent. Yeah, I'm part of that one. That one is awesome. It's just a bunch of young entrepreneurs and in Calgary, and people, it's not really overly promotional. It's more about asking for help. If you need, for example, you were saying you're looking for sign people, you post it in there. I bet tons of people will recommend their friends. It's kind of just a big referral or asking questions. There's a lot of marketing questions in there, so I go in once in a while and answer them. But yeah, that's a great one. So if you have not joined that, go in and do that if you're a young entrepreneur. Young Trepreneur. YOUNGTREPRENEURS YYC. Young Trepreneur. Yeah, that's groups. So join a few if you can't start one of your own right away, and kind of get a feel for them anyway. And you can be an expert in whatever you're in, whatever your industry it is, whatever you're selling or know a lot about within those groups. So building yourself up a little bit, even if you're not the owner of them. But don't replace your business page with them. I always recommend people have a business page, even if they have a personal page or a group or whatever, because it's just another link that Google can find. It's another link that people can find. It's another way for people to find your website, but don't start it and leave it, right? You want to post at least I'm being very generous here when I say at least every 3 days, because you want that content to be ongoing, and you don't want it to look like there's huge gaps in how often you're posting. So ideally daily, but if it's not your primary platform that you're focusing on, maybe Instagram is, still put out a post every 3 days, and do not auto share. So don't just take one piece of content and blast it on all of them, because they all are totally different and they have different needs. So if you post, for example, let's do Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So Facebook, I usually write 2 to 3 sentences and post it. There's no hashtags, it's long, whatever. If I share that to Twitter, now there's like a sentence and a half, and there's no hashtags, and it's invisible to anyone who does not already follow me, because the way you find posts on Twitter and Instagram is through hashtags. So you have to take that content, rewrite it into 140 characters try to get 3-4 hashtags in it, and post it on Twitter. Same for Instagram. Instagram is, people usually go from Instagram to, I do Instagram to Twitter, but I create the post specifically so that they transfer over. Instagram is a whole bunch of content with hashtags at the bottom. So again, if you share that to Twitter, the hashtags are going to be invisible and you're just going to have a sentence and a half. If you share that to Facebook, now there's a whole bunch of Facebook hashtags on Facebook, and no one really likes hashtags on Facebook. You can put a few in there if you're part of an event or trying to get a point across or it's a really relevant hashtag, but to have the 25 hashtags, it just looks poor on your brand. So I always write one piece of content, and if I'm going to share the same one across all the platforms, which again, you know, they're different people on different platforms, they're different markets, they have different needs and wants. You should be catering your content to each platform individually. But time restriction, I understand, business owners, I get it. So if you're taking that same piece of content, you want to rewrite it for all different platforms so that it fits exactly what they need. 140 characters with 3 or 4 hashtags for Twitter. However long you want for Instagram, but having, you know, try to have 25 hashtags if you can. I add them in the comments after, just because, you know, it just looks nicer. I just started doing it. People have done it for a long time. Sometimes I'm slow to pick up on these things. Facebook is no hashtags for the most part, and just, you know, good information. 2 to 3 sentences is usually ideal. So writing it differently for each platform so it works out for you. Any other questions? What time is it? 3:15. I have till 3:30. So 12 minutes you have me. Then I have to go pick up some things from Staples. I just finished off a strategy. I'm going to have time for about three more strategies before I leave. I'm going to Europe for 2 months this summer. I'm going to be working the whole time. So clients, please don't freak out. I'll have my phone and Wi-Fi. I'm getting a huge plan there. It's like 12 gigabytes, so I'll be working the entire time. But I can't do strategies really while I'm away because I really like to meet with the people and see their spaces. So if you would like a digital marketing strategy for your company, let me know right away because I can do 3 before I leave. They take me about 3 weeks to a month to complete, so I can kind of overlap just about 3 of them in time. So let me know if you need marketing strategy. What's the weather like in Calgary right now? I missed the YYC marketing scene. All my windows are closed because there's special lighting in here and I can't have lights, but it's nice. Last time I checked it was nice. This morning I woke up at like 6 and it looked like London in the wintertime. It was very dark and foggy. I kind of liked it. And now it's beautiful and sunny, but not overly warm. I think you're in a better place. You're in Vancouver, aren't you, Jonathan? I believe you should not be missing this weather if you are out west. What would you say would be realistic budget for a business starting out to spend on social media management? That is totally up to you. Victoria, yeah. Jonathan, don't talk about our weather. It's probably beautiful where you are. I don't know if the marketing scene is worth it. Probably, I don't know. Okay, realistic budget. This is why I offer like different things. So marketing management, for me to create all the posts and, you know, manage the platforms and schedule all your posts and watch for spam and whatever it is, it usually starts around, for one platform, every posting every 2 days is like $750 a month. Usually I throw Twitter on for free if you're doing Facebook, if it's the same content. Like I said, just kind of rewriting that content. But usually you want to aim for around $1,500 a month if you're doing the management. So it's up to, it's whatever you think you can afford. That's between you and your accountant. Obviously sometimes that's just too much for small businesses, which is why I started offering the strategies. And what that strategy is it's $3,000 broken up into 2, so $1,500 in about a month. And it's kind of a how-to, so you can do it all by yourself for as long as you need to. It's all of my creative ideas and the how-tos into a 60-page guide given to you so you can flip through it and do all of your own marketing. We range anywhere from doing like very how-to style, like the technical, this is how you do posting, and these are the audiences that you should target on Facebook advertising, and these are all the key hashtags that we've researched that you want to start posting with. Two, we've done ones that, I mean, the company has all that information, but they need the creative ideas. So the campaigns and fun things that they can do, you know, like the like actual advertising campaigns. So this is one idea, and this is how you would break it down and do posts for all these different platforms, and these are who you would partner with to do that kind of stuff. So that, again, is just a one-time thing, and then it allows you to have what you need, or hire, you know, a receptionist or something to do that kind of stuff, depending on your industry. So the issue here is that the marketing scene is minuscule compared. Oh, I bet Victoria, even Vancouver would be better. But are you in an agency? I mean, I worked in an agency for a few months in Vancouver, and I think the marketing in Vancouver is saturated. So, but a lot more opportunities. So it depends if you're doing kind of freelance stuff. You can work with people in Vancouver, start advertising there. Yeah, I imagine Victoria is a smaller. No, I'm client side. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, you got the beautiful weather. Hi. Yeah, I mean, I guess that's why people move for work, because I've always thought, why would someone move there? Why would someone move from Calgary, or to Calgary from Vancouver? They say they're coming for work. And I'm like, but there's ocean. But I guess you need, yeah. I mean, the marketing scene here is good. It's not overly saturated like Vancouver is, but it's a lot more flourishing than Victoria probably is. I wonder how Kelowna. Maybe, I mean, it's small, but it's a cool place. Maybe I should check out Kelowna. Would you guys follow me? My clients, would you follow me to Kelowna? Allow me to have some nice weather. I'm so fair weathered. I just don't like cold. Like the winter, I just live in a onesie. And if I have to leave for a meeting, I cry a little bit, and then I come back and put my onesie right back on. So I need to this is why I'm going to Portugal for 2 months. I'm going to be working every day on my computer, but it's going to be sunny out. And I have to learn Spanish. Not for Portugal. We're also in Spain. And maybe if I learn Spanish, I can like recognize Portuguese. I'm sure that's a super naive thing to say. They're probably not at all alike. They just both sound beautiful. So yeah, I mean, I'm pretty big on the idea of work to be happy, which is why I started my own business instead of working for someone else. You know, life is so short. Everyone says that, and it's really true. And like the moment my mom got sick, I really started to realize, like, oh my God, this could be it for her, which it was. And she just started traveling and visiting friends and being happy. And if people were negative, she got rid of them. And she was all about being positive. And she spent time with her horses, and she traveled, and she was so happy. And her business did okay the whole time, because when you're happy, your business flourishes. And she balanced it really well, and that's what I'm trying to do. So I just want to live somewhere that I like. Luckily, I like Calgary. It just sucks in the wintertime, so I might travel a little bit more. But I'm all about the living a lifestyle and working to sustain that rather than just working to work. And maybe I won't get super rich that way, but I like what I do. I help small business owners. I love watching other businesses flourish. I know that sounds maybe cliche, but I just love business. I love watching and helping. So, and even my own. And I hope to continue to do so. And I want to travel while I do it. And just kind of live the life I want. Drink my tea. Sit cross-legged in front of a fireplace on live video at, what time was it again? Like 2:50? 2:20? 3:20? Oh God, I don't know. I'm rambling now. People, please give me questions. I'm just going to keep rambling. Work to be happy. Good summary. Yes. Autumn, I hope you're doing well. The other awesome thing about owning your business and the ability to travel is meeting cool people from around the world. I met Autumn in Vegas, and she's actually from China. So, and I don't know where you're living now. I saw you might have a boyfriend somewhere in the States maybe. So I just love meeting new people, and there's so many opportunities. I've been in a lot of long distance relationships because of it, and now I finally have a local boy who I'm dating, so yes, save on plane tickets. We get to go cool places now, like Portugal. Let's see, what can I talk about for marketing? What time is it? All right, 4 minutes. So if you have questions, blurt them out. Otherwise, I'm just going to talk about marketing in general for 4 minutes, and then I'm off to Staples to pick up a strategy that I had printed. Tips for marketing on Instagram. Very broad question, but again, custom memes. Get one created for your company so you can add tips and tricks, and has your logo on it, and it's always a static image that is posted every once in a while. Look up at Moleskine_world. I think it's the Moleskine Instagram. They have the best Instagram I've ever seen. It's really cool. They do that thing where there's multiple photos make up one image, but they have it all like mismatched and stacked, and some of them are individual, and it's just a beautiful account. Again, follow the 80-20 rule. Offer really cool information, pictures. Try to get, honestly, the thing that I tell people the most, just take photos of everything. You always need content. Nobody really knows that you took a picture of that coffee cup last week and now you're posting it this week. So just really, anytime you're out for a business meeting, anytime you're doing product information shows or seminars or trade shows, or just behind the scenes in your warehouse or team meetings, just try to take pictures of everything you can. Because then it can all be content on Instagram. People really want to know your brand. They want those candid shots. They don't want a whole bunch of, products. I guarantee you they do not want a bunch of product pictures. They want to see who they're working with, who these people are. Behind the scenes photos, we're working with your team photos, you at trade shows. If you're at a trade show, do a live video. That'd be awesome. I was invited to do a small workshop for a group of women in, what is the city? Carstairs? But they have a little trade show afterwards, and I'm actually going to set up a live video booth, which is why I'm getting that big thing printed. So people can come in and do their own live videos at my booth. And, if you have your own, do live videos there. People want to see. You can talk about it and have people ask questions and interview people. Get creative. And those videos, if they're short enough, for example, I've done a few live videos now on the Jumping Elephant page, and not enough, I'm going to be doing more, but I take snippets of it and I put those on Instagram as well, just a little 1 minute, my favorite minute or two of that video. So Instagram is just, and search for hashtags, because that's how people are going to find you. Google best hashtags for my industry. Do some that are really generic because you want to get traffic so that it's seen more, and do some that are really specific. So Calgary related, if you're like a Calgary realtor or something. Calgary, YYC now, YYC today, YYC blogger, Calgary, tourism Calgary, depending on what you're posting, right? But also just, sky porn, tree porn, beautiful, love. Do a few generic ones so that it gets seen a lot more. And then, if people like it, it's going to get more organic and get boosted to the top, where people that you actually want to see it, who actually might purchase, have a better chance of seeing it as well. So just break it up. Think about each individual post and the page as a whole. So, hi, am I going to see you on Sunday? You are! My friend Andre is putting on a free, it's full, so you'll have to wait, a free photography course. It's intro to photography. I admit I am that person that chooses the little picture of the mountain or the face, but I figure I'm going to Portugal, so I should learn how to use the camera that I bought properly. It's like a real legit camera, and I feel like I'm not doing it justice. It's crying. So my boyfriend and I are going to go learn how to do photography properly. Yay! So yes, I will see you on Sunday for that. And I'm also doing the stair climb on Saturday, which, I'm so out of shape. So, bring my husband over for a while. I tried doing the Stairmaster, if any of you saw that video on Facebook, and that was pretty much the extent of my Stairmaster stint. What you saw, it was like not much on either side of that. Like, I am not a stair climber. So this is going to be, it's 1,188 stairs, I think. It's the Bow Tower. Climb for Wilderness. So I'm doing that Saturday morning, and that will be fun. Then I want to go to the Pet Expo at Spruce Meadows. So anyway, not marketing related, me related. Animals, yay! So blogging, video, branding. That is how you make a happy business. So that pretty much brings us to the end of that. So I would like to thank you all for coming to see my Ask Me Anything. I will do it again, maybe in 2 weeks or so. Maybe I'll promote it a little so people can come and have questions prepared. If you have any after this and they're a little more personal, you didn't want to share them, feel free to send me a message and I will respond. And again, thank you for coming, and I will see you later.